at 9/11. You're looking at the whole cadre of things. And it goes back to the Kennedy assassination. It actually goes back before that to Pearl Harbor, when they knew about and they broke the Purple Code. So you're going back over all of this, and you're saying, what kind of a country did we grow up on? Isn't it very dissatisfying to you to look at that and think, this is not the country I believed in?
Right, and we see it, even though it is discouraging and it gets a lot of people down. With Lisa and me, anyone that knows us knows we fight, we never quit fighting, and that's what we see this is that this is what we're supposed to be doing in our lives.
This is our country to lose or to save.
Right, and we're going out fighting and swinging and until the very end. So there's nothing more that we can do except to keep fighting. And even people in the alternative media, they'll call us and say, hey, we're getting down about this, that they're getting down. It's like, why even continue? And we say, well, what else can we do? Once you learn something, you can't unlearn it, and you got to put your hands on the plow and just keep pushing forward.
All we want to do is empower people.
I hear this from a lot of people. Why should we keep fighting? I mean, it's over. We've got this information. What can we do with it? But the fact of the matter is, I learned a long time ago that snakes eat each other. So these big boys up on top, they're not going to be content with trying to take over us. They've pretty well done that. They're going to go after each other. And when they go after each other, the truth, and I have enough confidence in the American people to believe that they can overcome this.
And that's maybe the most important point made tonight so far, Erskine, is that if we didn't believe truly in our hearts that something could change for the better, we wouldn't be doing this, because we truly do believe that the American people and everybody in the world will see ultimately through this, and things will get better. And that's what we have to keep doing.
Erskine,
heaven help the banksters when they wake up, because and heaven is certainly not going to help these people. They're flatly evil. But when the American people wake up, I don't think hell hath no fury like the American public when they finally wake up on this.
One of the strongest impetus for us to do this was a comment made by a gatekeeper in the 9/11 Truth Movement, Kyle Hentz, who's told us on the phone that the people are not ready to know the truth. And we challenge that because we think they are ready and they can cope. They can cope with the truth.
I mean, what
Excuse me, is there a time that you have to set aside to know the truth? I thought truth had no time. It's either true or it isn't. I'm sorry, I live in a black and white world. Maybe I'm goofy, but I do.
Well, if we're not ready for the truth, are we ready for more lies?
Right, and who puts Kyle Hentz in a position to determine what the American people are ready or not ready for? Like, what an arrogant statement. That's as arrogant as the people running the world, something they would say. And we constantly call him on that. And, it's just he's being exposed more and more. And there's others like him. Amy Goodman out there at disinformation now.
Yeah, they said they're not going to cover this story. Yeah. This is the biggest story of the 21st century, and they're not going to cover it.
Yeah, and Michael Rupert, who said it can't be done, it can't be exposed, there's nothing we can do about it.
Well, he even went further and said 9/11
he went on and took out after Alex Jones.
Right. Well, Mike Rupert even went so far as to say that 9/11 is a dead issue now.
And we should move on.
Yeah, we should move on. So,
where does he advise us to move on to? A concentration camp?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Where do you move on from this event? This is the event that did it. Are there enough smoking guns out there where we could still nail them if we wanted to?
Oh, there's this book we have, 9/11 on Trial, it's only 175 pages, and there's so many smoking guns in it that literally every chapter, especially to novices or people that are just coming in the second wave, that are looking at this with fresh eyes, and they're just blown away. I mean, I've given this book to people that were highly skeptical that said there's no way that this could be true, and they'd come back 2 days later. They first of all said they couldn't put the book down, and secondly they said, I'm convinced. Their eyes are as big as silver dollars, and they started
Get a copy for your skeptical friends. We'll be back.
We'll be right back.
Here at the retirement home, we always listen to Erskine overnight. It's all we got to listen to.
There are two things you need to get out and get it as quickly as possible while you still can. And I give it a couple of months while you still can. One is Martial Law 9/11. You can get that from Alex Jones. Just go up to his website, prisonplanet.com. Or from the World Independent News Group, otherwise known as wingtv.net. 9/11 on Trial, the World Trade Center collapse, $6.99 plus $2.99 shipping and handling. $10, he'll send it to you. It is the best $10 you're going to spend, and you can download all of the information up on wingtv.net. When does your broadcast run?
It runs, we film every Monday through Friday, and it's always online on wingtv.net, and what we do on Friday then is that show lasts until Monday, so the show's always on. It just gets repeated or replaced every day with a new show.
But we have every segment of 9/11 on trial permanently archived on our website, so anybody can access those anytime.
Right, just simply
and
click
you can
on...
take the book and read the book and go right along with it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, a lot of people are actually doing that.
Now, Lisa, your opening argument, what do you say in the opening argument as to what you feel like is the main parts of the 9/11?
We go over the collapses defying the laws of physics, and we urge people to look deeper into it, and nothing goes along, correlates with the official government scenario of what happened at Ground Zero that day.
Plus, what we say is that if there is even a 1% chance that the government, what they're saying isn't true, shouldn't we be doing everything humanly possible to get to what the truth really is? This was the biggest event of the 21st century. Everything that's happening in our lives right now reverts back to 9/11. If there's even 1% chance, shouldn't every person in this country be doing it?
Right, and if the truth about 9/11 doesn't matter to us, then what in hell does?
Right, what does?
The President of the United States heard about the first World Trade Center building being hit. He claims he watched a video on it. I don't know where he watched the video. It was on CBS, NBC, CNN. Maybe he was watching CIA TV, but watched the video. Then he goes on over to the school. The World Trade Center building's been hit, and the commander-in-chief goes to a school and sits down and reads a book upside down about billy goats.
Oh, wow, in a place
What is going on with this?
That sounds kind of plausible, doesn't it, for W?
Plus, this was a publicly posted event, so everybody in the world that wanted to know where he was going to be at this specific time knew he was going to be there. And instead of leaving, instead of doing something that a normal commander...
A terrific alibi, is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We just want
Telegraph
everybody to
your
know
alibi.
this truth is going to come out, no matter what. Nothing is going to stop this information from coming out this time.
Well, I hope you're right, but it does appear that if America goes under martial law, it will never come out.
Well, it's already out.
Yeah, I mean... That's why it's so urgent right now. That's why it's imperative that we get this information and that we become active. We can't just sit in front of our computer monitors. I mean, we're traveling next month halfway across the country to go to Oklahoma City to show our support for this event.
A day of truth.
Yeah. So that's what we need to do.
April 19th.
Correct.
April 19th in Oklahoma City. Now, when you're looking at...
Well, people don't even have to go to those lengths, though. I mean, Lisa and myself have went in front of our local newspaper on numerous times with pickets, with signs. If they didn't cover a specific event, we let them know that we weren't pleased with it, and we would actually stop traffic.
On a 4-lane road.
Right, in front of the corporate headquarters of our newspaper. We go downtown into the middle of town and pass out flyers, have protests. So, everybody can do these things.
Yeah, I mean, and we're just two people, and we do it. We do it all by ourselves. Anybody can do that.
People can still make a difference in America. That's one of the things that you need to know. You can still make a difference, but for how much longer? Are you not worried about being branded a traitor, a person who is a danger to Homeland Security? Now they've got these rules where they can just take you and put you under arrest with no charges and just throw away the key. They don't even have to tell the attorney.
Well, Erskine, if you want to know the truth, we're not afraid of anything.
No. And you know what? If you're not willing to stand up and fight for something in this life, then what point is there to living?
You'll fall for anything.
You
don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. And unfortunately, the American people have certainly fallen for this.
Freedom is not free, and it never has been.
No. And as Benjamin Franklin said, you give up freedom for security, and you end up with neither.
Yep.
Right.
We are at that crossroads today. I had Robert Chapman on. He said, former CIA operative. He said, former real conservative Republican, former Bush supporter. Now, all of this is a background, and he said, Russians have more freedom than Americans today.
Yeah, but see, we still do have this thing called freedom of speech, and we know that because if we didn't, we wouldn't be able to talk to you right now the way we are, we wouldn't be able to come out on Wing TV every day. And people still do have their voices. Use them now while they can.
It's not enough to just know the truth. It's what you do with the truth that will set you free.
Right. Knowledge without action behind it is useless. If you know something and you don't do anything about it, what good is the knowledge in the first place?
And responsibility.
Okay, as we said when we started the conversation almost 2 hours ago, the time to act is now. The places to act are all over America. You get copies of this book, give it to your friends. You tell them to go up to wingtv.net. You go down to Tombstone, Arizona on April 1st. You go to Oklahoma City on the 19th. You show the government that you care. We'll be right back.
We'll be launching those missiles in about 2 minutes, so don't you go away.
Now that you don't have to kick Dick around anymore, you're probably like all the rest. You listen to Erskine overnight, don't you?
Victor Thorn, Lisa Giuliani have released this incredible book and video, 9/11 on Trial. Now, Victor, I had a couple of people who called in and said, is there any way that we can mail you a check for $10 and get a copy of this? Because we're not on the Internet.
Oh, of course, yeah. They can they can address it to Wing TV at P.O. Box 744, Lamont, Pennsylvania. That's Lemont, Lamont, Pennsylvania 16851.
Okay, let's do that again. Box 744, Lemont,
yep.
PA.
Pennsylvania 16851. And address it to Wing TV, and we'll get it. We ship out immediately the day we get the check.
Okay, let me give that to you one more time. Get your pencil handy. P.O. Box 744, Lamont, Lemont, PA 16851. Take
Correct.
it down and send $10. And you will be so happy and so surprised. And, get real, get a couple. Because you're going to want to give one to a friend, because this will really, in truth, wake people up. It is waking people up, isn't it?
It is, and there's good signs every single day from the feedback we get from not only this country, but, we're shipping out orders every day to Malaysia, to England, to Poland,
Japan,
to Australia, everywhere in the world. All people have to do is get on the Internet, and they have access to this information. And, not only in this country, but the world, they're seeing that the truth is out there.
Right.
Well, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you sure, as Abe Lincoln said, can't fool all the people all the time.
Right, and
we're not going to be fooled anymore.
And we have belief. We have belief in the human people that they are going to wake up and see ultimately. When we have gas prices now at $2.13 a gallon, you can only push people so far, and they start to push back.
$3.15 in Malibu.
Oh, my God.
That's unbelievable.
$3.15. They're $2.50 in Phoenix. Gas prices are going. Al Martin said it's going to be $4 to $6.
Where do we draw the line, America? Where do we draw the line?
They're taking our children. They're sending them to Iraq. They're taking our border patrol, sending them to Iraq. We've lost our jobs, our union jobs. What has come over through the illegals. We have no border with Mexico. We're having jobs outsourced. We've invaded 2 countries. There has to be an end to this, what these people have done. And still the American people are putting this guy back in with almost 50%.
Yeah, it's time for us to start pushing back.
It certainly is. Victor, Lisa, thank you for staying up late. Thank you for being on Erskine overnight. I really appreciate it.